to say, dream fine, but dream realistic. Because life is cold.
Mm-hmm.
When you go out into Chicago or wherever to get into it, even if you went out, you'd be standing in line to get in the club or the spot with everybody else. The kind of women to get the kind of men you're talking about are in VIP. So it is far better to be realistic with what it is, because your goals are very high, and you can have them, but frustration in life tends to come when expectations don't meet with reality. And your goals are some of the highest I've talked to in the last several months. That's really
I
high.
I like to have that passion, dream high, because
Mm-hmm.
if you wake up, meditate, and think that this is going to happen, push yourself, read books, learn, take courses into ways to get to that place, you can break that barrier. And that's just been my thought process on it. So
Okay.
that's why I tend
And
to
what's
go.
you said your degrees in what?
So my bachelor's in advertising and public relations, and then my
Mm-hmm.
master's is in education and student affairs and leadership.
And are you working right now? You said you had a
I
business.
just finished this year, so yeah,
Okay.
I'm working right now.
So how long you had a job? Had your job?
For a couple months. I just literally graduated, so I just finished my past job. But
And you're making your entry level income is in what range?
I'll say like 40, 50,000.
And do you have a business yet?
Yes, I just started my business.
And what's that business?
It's called Branding Expert. So
Yeah. Okay. But I think it's fair to say that at your age, you really don't have much experience with. You don't have a client base.
I just started and I have a client.
So okay. Even if you have a client base, it's not. It can't be. But it doesn't
No,
go.
it's nothing over. No.
So my point is, man, you just graduated.
Yeah.
You're making 20 some odd dollars an hour, and when most people, and that's for the masters, when most people would be sitting down saying, you know what, I need to get good at doing this one thing. You're doing this thing, and you got this thing,
No, I'm
and
doing one thing.
you got a
Well, I'm
business.
working
You got.
and getting my business. So I guess that's two things. I'm working and starting my business.
I know you can't serve two masters, so I know what it means to have either you have a career, but you got a career and a side hustle.
Yes, but in order to grow that, you have. So what are you saying? You saying you can only work or be a business?
What I'm saying is the person who has 25 plus years in corporate America, 11 years in advertising and marketing, you ladies come along every day thinking just because you can get an LLC.
I never said all of that.
Ma'am, my point is you haven't accomplished anything yet, and your dreams are extraordinarily high. You don't even have a year under your belt. So starting a business, in my personal opinion, for somebody who's your age, who has, how are you going to help market somebody on branding? Because it's all theory at this point. You haven't worked for anybody. Okay, ma'am, understand. See, this is why I think the internet is so good, but it's also so dangerous. The way business works is you used to have to actually go out and be something. You had to go work for somebody to learn something. And then once you became proficient or an expert in it, then you were then qualified to go start your own business and go to the market and say, I'm qualified because I worked for Acme and Company or Johnson and Son. I learned from these people. But today, because you have the internet and you can put a website out, people think you can just speed the process up when at the end of the day, the consumer, the market hiring you is hiring a novice. You don't have any work history to pull from. The only thing you have to pull from is what you've learned.
Yes.
And what you charge somebody for in the open market is unfair. You're charging them basically to practice on them. That's how this works. So, and the funny thing is, while you're doing this, if you're doing something in your side job that is a conflict of interest with your current job, that is unethical.
No, they're separate.
Good. But my point is, how are you going to become a professional or an expert at this and grow this when both of these things require full focus?
What is the other thing that you're saying? My
You
job?
have a job
Oh, okay.
and a business.
Okay.
Both require full focus. But it makes sense because you talk about children and being a mother and a wife the same way. And being a mother and a spouse requires full focus, not something you just do as an afterthought. But this is why so many women, that's why I have that whole song, I'm a PhD. Y'all think that getting married and having a kid is just like, I'll just get married and have a kid, and because I'm making some money, I'll hire people to raise my family. And then I'll just get a guy with money and it'll work out, and it doesn't. Probability, 1 in 4 black women will marry. And the average black marriage is lasting less than 5 years. When the divorce is filed, sadly, women are filing because irreconcilable differences, unhappy. And you're usually unhappy because your expectations don't meet with reality. Your expectations are is really high. So I'm going to say that go back and listen to this segment because it took me off guard of where I wanted to be. But this is far too many women are thinking like this. There's no relationship possible. Another woman who wants to have something. I mean, it's almost like you want to be a man. You got all these dreams, and I got this and that, and I want this. Because to get the outcome, to get the lifestyle you want, you got to make a lot of money. I don't care how you slice it. And I'm going to ask you this, and then we're going to wrap up. With no heat, no judgment meant. I need you to understand that no heat, no judgment meant. But coming from average middle-class people, where did such a appetite for this lifestyle come from? Porsche trucks, 6-bedroom homes, jobs and businesses. Where did that appetite come from?
Just furthering my education and my passion. It didn't come from my parents. It didn't come from my family.
Furthering your education. Okay. Okay. Education.
I'm not saying college. I'm saying learning.
Ma'am, what the lifestyle you're talking about,
mm-hmm.
Where did, coming from regular working class people, where did the appetite to say, I don't want to have this, I want to have that?
When you see your mentors have that.
Okay, you have mentors who are millionaires?
Yes.
Since what age?
What you mean, what age?
Since what age?
Oh, this year.
Okay, ma'am. So this is a new thing?
Yes, this is new.
And how old is your mentor?
He is about 30. I don't know the exact age, but he's in his 30s.
And how many mentors is this?
I have 3 mentors.
And they're all millionaires?
2 are, 1 not.
And how old is the oldest?
The oldest, he's 41.
Is he married?
He's not, but the other one, Spectacular, he's not married, but he's engaged.
So, did you meet these millionaires at school?
No.
I mean, those mentors at school?
No, I took their course. Well, one I took his course, and one I met through him.
Course,
like a course.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where'd you find these courses?
Education. What you say?
Where'd you find these courses?
On just Instagram. I found Spectaculars on Instagram.
So you were looking for them, or you saw them in the feed or something?
Looking for him.
You were looking for them? How'd you know to look for them?
because I wanted to learn about entrepreneurship and how to grow on social media.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. And that's exactly what I mean. Ultimately, thank you. This is why we end up is so thrown off as a culture. We are so quick to be trying to look for a cheaper, quicker route.
it's not cheap.
Ma'am, I need.
So what's the easiest way to get a
There
million?
is no free money. You're an average woman with an average degree. You don't get to. These people don't get to be millionaires. So my point is, I'm going to talk right past you. This is why multi-level marketing, these get-rich-quick schemes, these courses are so rampant in the Black community because we don't want to do it the slow, long way that's been shown to work. Remember I ran that show, The Lions